5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we are.
Everything goes to air from here.
Correct. Everything that hits the NBC air is coming from this building.
I'm here at the Winter Olympics, but I'm not in Milan, Italy. I'm actually at NBC Sports Headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut, where they work with the Olympic Broadcasting Service, who provides most of the visual and audio feeds from Italy. And they send all of these video feeds and thousands of audio tracks to be mixed for the US from 4,000 miles away. So let's go check it out.
I'm Michael DiCrescenzo. I'm the Director of Audio and Production Workflow for NBC Sports. We're in Stamford, Connecticut, and this is where the Milan Winter Games are coming from.
All right, it's getting very cold.
Yeah, we should go in. Very busy during the Olympics. We're about double the capacity of our normal sports productions. These are the actual studio floors. These are the props for the studios. So we're headed into the off-tube factory. It's called the off-tube factory. Off-tube means they're calling off the tube. They're called the sport is being called locally here, even though all the feeds are coming from Milan or the host country. Off-tube just means they're calling it off a monitor, like an old tube TV. That's why we call it off-tube. So cool. The announcers are here. These booths have announce headsets. There's a production side of the booth. We can actually probably walk up here and check it out. Call it ski jumping from in here.
Okay, so this is where the announcer would be calling.
And that's the feed from OBS. OBS is the Olympic Broadcasting Service.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're our partners for all of the broadcasting. So we work heavily with them on where cameras are, where mics are, where are the NBC cameras, where are the NBC microphones, where are the OBS. Studio Tech 234 announcer console. We don't use all of it, but you have a cough button in case you gotta cough and sneeze when you're on the air. They hear themselves, other productions, other mixes. They can talk to producers by hitting the talkback key. And the help key goes to the audio team that drives this facility to say, hey, something's not working, I need some help. So that's what this device is here. And this is how they get to air. So headset on, Audio Technica headset.
And so they'll just sit here, they're monitoring here, their kind of stats computer or whatever they need here. So you could have 2 announcers in here calling a sport.
Exactly.
Okay.
3 technically.
3.
And a researcher. There's a belt pack there.
Oh, I see.
There's a intercom belt pack there, so the researcher can sit next to them and whisper things in their ears.
And then this is multiplied by how many?
32. We have the ability to call
32
32 sports simultaneously. Ski jumping, that was the booth we were just in. So ski jumping is being called from here. And it's being voiced live in real time. So when you see ski jumping and you're on the air, it's being called here in Stamford. The announcers can be anywhere in the world. You could be in a hotel room connected to us on an audio codec. You can call in on a phone. You can call in on a FaceTime. We can grab you from anywhere you are in the world and put you through this system and mix your audio out and get it prepared and packaged for air. They're currently balancing levels for 3 curling sheets. All the announcers are curling, they're here. So they're all in different separate announce booths. But if one of them got sick and had to go to a hotel room, we can handle that as well with no problem. And that's kind of the design of this system. This is driven by a headless CalRec console, so there's no surface. This is actually one console. It's cut in half now, and each of them can access any of the booths at any time. And they monitor the feeds going in and out of the booths and balance levels. And they can bounce around to any of the 32 booths on each of their surfaces here. So, and this is just controlling all of those items. There's a couple router heads that you see in front of you here, some monitoring speakers, intercom panels to talk to the world.
And imagine a very beautiful invisible board.
Yes, the booths that you see X'd out there aren't quite on the air. Oh yeah, audio descriptive happens here as well. So audio descriptive is for the visually impaired. It's a selection on your TV. You can select audio descriptive and you're gonna hear something that's being called here. It's an additive call, so you can hear descriptions of the action if you can't see it. In addition to the OBS product that we get, we also have NBC cameras, NBC microphones.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, most of the actual on-course microphones are OBS provided, either as a discrete microphone source or as a submix of something that's already happening. We're gonna turn a corner here to our 3 micro control rooms that are running speed skating short track, which is on the air live right now.
Is there an actual audio board in there?
Yeah, there's a CalRec Argo that's sitting in the front. We might be able to see curling. I don't know if they're up quite yet. So curling's about to go up. Hello, curling.
Hello. Hello.
This is the CalRec Argo that attaches to the RP1 console in Milan. So we have an extension of this desk in Milan. So both become basically one system.
Incredible.
And then same system and setup. It's almost an exact unified copy. They're running from the sliding venue in here. There's a Calric Argo console up front, again, attached to the same system and kit. We have 10 systems and kits that we built to go to all the venues in country.
So there's a matched board just like that in Italy.
Not quite.
Okay.
Think of it as like a board in a box.
Board in a box.
Yeah.
In each sport, there's mics, and then those are going into this board in a box with real preamps and everything.
Yep.
And is that getting transferred into a digital signal that gets sent all the way here?
That's exactly it. We create real-time mixes on that console that are controlled by this console. So if you're on site listening to yourself, you're hearing yourself from audio processed on the local console. But with the rest of the production being sourced here, the music, the playback machines, interviews that are rolling back, other productions, talent in studios here in Stamford, we talk to them in essentially real time. They have a mix of themselves locally. We are additive to that mix from here.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, what's happening is that it's almost like monitors are there, but everything is coming back here and being beamed to the
Correct.
country.
That's a good way to put it. It's a monitor. Think of it as a full-time, real-time controlled monitor mix from here, but it happens on site, and then the actual production happens here.
But everything goes to air from here.
Correct. Everything that hits the NBC air is coming from this building.
Wow.
Let's take a walk to the NBC daytime room.
Are you on the air or going on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the air right now.
He's on the air sliding.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Venue.
the reason he's so calm, because he's on the air, is Eric is releasing a completely mixed venue, which is what we walked by earlier. When we walked by the sliding room, the A1 in there is completely mixing the show, and Eric is releasing it to NBC. So he's doing any additive bumps, ins and outs, music ins and outs, and he'll eventually jump to another sport. So they might go to speed skating, they might go to curling, they might go to anything else. Eric makes those transitions. So the host of the show will come in and say, hey, we're gonna take you now to curling. We're gonna take you now to speed skating. And Eric has all those feeds and he's guiding all the other A1s and providing mix minuses between, and they're counting it back to air right now.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we are back.
Final 3 sleds in women's doubles luge. This is Austria's duo of Selena Egler and Lara Gill.
And we can head into Gold Zone, which is a little bit of the same style show. They duck in a little faster, in and out of different events. Let's see what they're doing in here. Hello, gentlemen.
don't mind me. Pretty good. You all are live, right?
Yeah, okay. Everybody's gonna be live.
May I get close?
Sure.
All right, cool.
With her partner, who is
show some people that do that.
years younger, in Magdalena
They have an exciting
Mazzoni.
4-box of sports, so it's maybe a good time to check it out when they go to the multiple events.
Luge is done. Alexis,
Let's see
we're
what
going
they
to
can
expose
do.
luge when it's done so that we can get to the sweet back.
Step away, reason to watch.
Let's do a coastal luge
a lot of expectations.
Squeeze it back.
Let's do 4 sheets of curling in the 4-box, so that's what we're going
That's
to
how
have.
close it is. This medal race.
Once luge is over, because I'm going to stick with luge until the next boxes. Thank
So
you.
they've got a little
Is
bit
this like
left.
counting on the corners with the 4 boxes?
I think it counts. It's every corner.
Hey, Kevin, Justin, no way of turning in corners. Don't call it out there. Nowhere to.
Really good save right there. If they could hold on and keep lines clean up here at the top.
Julian, thanks, buddy.
Sure.
Big fan of this podcast.
Oh, no way. Thank you. Wish I could hang out longer.
I think somebody said Dallas Taylor's my hero is what got said to me earlier today.
Oh, no way.
swear to God.
I mean, I can hang out.
So those guys are constantly jumping between venues and trying to pick all the best moments. Anytime there's a gold medal about to be won, they're jumping to it, and they're jumping very quickly. So it's a pretty fast-paced show in there. They've got all the feeds from all the other venues that are mixing them, from in-country, and they're jumping around finished product instead of creating it. But that's a pretty fast-paced, quick show.
So if I'm trying to grapple with all this that's happening. So we just went into 2 audio rooms, and calling them audio master control wouldn't really make sense, but there's a lot of things feeding to them. And would that be kind of your last fingers before the biggest
Correct.
highlights on air?
Yeah, they are the biggest. They are the final listening point of everything that is going to air.
So that's those two?
Those two rooms are some of. There's another one, but they're a little too busy to jump into.
Okay.
So this
and is that on NBC proper and Peacock? Like what?
Peacock is Gold Zone. The first room we went into was NBC daytime, so it's just NBC proper.
Oh, okay. So the first one was NBC.
Yes, sir.
That one was Peacock.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
And those are the last listening rooms. And the venue PCRs are a little too busy to jump into. We walked by Alpine.
And by venue PCRs, the production control rooms for each individual venue, which still has tons of feeds going to it.
Absolutely. It has probably just different styles of feeds. They have isolated microphones rather than finished product. We're gonna pop in here.
Oh, okay. But nothing is happening right now.
This is a quiet room at the moment. Rick is getting prepared to mix the NBC primetime show that's gonna air tonight.
I'm Rick Bernier. I'm a audio broadcast engineer here as well as production music coordinator for NBC Sports. This is our primetime control room. This is ACR2, Audio Control 2. This is our desk that we've been mixing all of our primetime coverage out of Studio A in the Milan IBC studios.
What's the IBC mean?
International Broadcast Center.
So that's in Milan.
Yeah.
What we're looking at right now.
Yeah, so this is in Milan. There's Studio A, which is what we're seeing here. Studio B, if you look at the two lower left-hand cells in that multi-view, that is Studio B.
And so you're gonna mix this from 4,000 miles away.
Yes.
How does that work?
So it works through bringing in mics through embedded camera feeds as well as over a media stream.
And what would that mean for like a 12-year-old?
So we have, on each of these cameras paths, we have up to 16 channels of audio available. And individual microphones from their studio are coming down discreetly through those different paths. So we have microphones on those cameras coming down as well as all of their microphones. We have, in this studio, we have 8 wireless mics. On our host, we have 2 mics on it full time just to make sure that we don't lose any. And then we also have some hardline backups. There is a timing difference between the two.
When it comes from it's all embedded feed, but you have to do all of the manual latency and delays right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then what's really interesting, I think, is the way that we control the mix that they're hearing in their IFBs locally, in their in-ear monitors.
You send that back?
So we actually don't send it back because we can't, because of inherent latency to that, right? On site, we can't send them back to themselves. So the way that we control their mixes to their local IFBs, to their in-ear monitors, is we have a control-based interface on site called an RP1. So the RP1 has all of the different mics going into it. They then get controlled and connected to these consoles over IP. So when I track this, they then hear their microphone open in their IEM, and when I kill it, they lose it.
But physically over on that side?
Yes. Yeah, through a virtual fader. Yeah, through that interface. So we have our front left here, front setters between those two monitors, front right, and we have our front height there, left, and our front right height there. And then behind us, we have left surround, left height, right surround, and our right height.
And how do you...
And the
how do you
sub
mix
is down
them?
below.
Oh. Somewhere back there. There it is.
There it is, yep.
So how do you, like, what's your mix technique and all of that? Where are you putting everything?
For the Olympics, figure skates, the cut of the ice, the cut of the ski into a mountain, you want to have that a lot of more front focused. And then for the Atmos, we're using it creatively with music, sound effects, anything that's air, PAs, things of that nature. It's really, I'm finding a lot of fun with music to really, if the music is stinging out, to really push it. As that music is stinging out, it gives this big theatrical kind of vibe. And then all of our voices are all in the center. On the down mix, those will get naturally put into, if we're talking a stereo down mix, the center channel will break out and everything folds down into that.
We can jump to another space and leave Rick alone.
So good to meet you.
Likewise.
Planning for the Olympics usually begins before the previous Olympics ends. So we've been talking about this before Paris was off the air, and we're already making plans for what we're going to do, what we're going to change, how we're going to improve workflows and systems to make everything more seamless, sound a little different, sound a little better. It's a master plan kind of put together by a huge engineering team, crew of about 120 people to put the Olympics on the air. There's over 4,500-ish audio channels that are coming in and being mixed to the Stamford facility, being generated from Milan. There's 20 between real Surface consoles and virtual consoles. There's about 20 consoles in use at any time. And it's a massive communication effort with people spread between here in Stamford, in country in Milan, and then in different parts of Italy that are hours apart. So communication and challenges between all the different venues is a massive, it's a massive effort to get everybody working together on the same page. And we do a really great job of distributing information, distributing planning that we've been working on for years. And it's a culmination of everything we do. One of the things that we talk about as a team all the time is that the Olympics are once in a lifetime moments. We're only 2 years of planning for each one, but we work really hard to make those moments special and to try to get everybody together and our huge team all working towards that common goal of capturing these moments. And it's quite a large project that we inherit every 2 years.
So very soon you'll be thinking about LA.
We're already thinking about LA.